Check 1 2. Alright guys, it is Saturday, August 31st. We have a end of month review and it's tied in with Monday holiday being Labor Day. Hope everyone enjoys their Labor Day weekend and let's get into it. Before I get into it, I actually do want to mention that the trading software I have used for 3 years, going on 4 now, they only do this 3 times a year. They have a 50% off sale, and you can try it free with no credit card. When I did it, I kind of wasted the trial, so I kind of regretted that at the time. But yeah, I love it, and I wouldn't be mentioning this right now if I don't use it daily. So I make sure to scoop up an annual plan every Black Friday. I just get the basic because that's all I need, but there are a lot more back testing features, tagging features that I don't use personally. But if anyone wants to see, I do have this journal and review video right here where the second half I go over that. And if you haven't watched it, whether you're into this trading journal or not, I recommend watching it because I also show you how I record my sessions and catalog my trades. But I will put this video in the link below for you guys. And as always, this might be a little longer because I'm going to go over some extra charts, so there will be timestamps. So feel free to skip around. So getting into it, we have the monthly on ES. Last week I said I wanted to see this month's close above the close of the previous month, not only which lines up with the high of the month before that. So very great. This candle, I really like it. Although we couldn't break into new highs, it's okay. We closed above this close. We look how far we wicked down. I mean, we grabbed liquidity all the way from December of 21 and came back up. Let's see from where we're at now. Oops, not a star, sorry. 546 ES points on a wick. That's gnarly. So clearly some medium to very high time frame buyers soaked that up. Going to the weekly, I like this a lot, not as much as the monthly. The lower we go, you can almost start it to see to possibly roll over, but that's all speculation. So we closed above this pivot here. You can see the wick down took out the liquidity from the low of the prior week. Could not close above the high though, so it's still inside. We'll see where we open up Monday morning in an RTH cash session, but the range continues, and as we drill down, I'll get to that further. But just to recap, we kind of a nice healthy just trend, and then right here is when we had that giant dip, which was bought. So this is the area where I'm looking to see next and expect sellers. Now this here, we swept the lows right here, and as you can see, closed Friday right at the top of the range, which I have this level here. I explained to you last week how I didn't want to make this one whole zone or even do that. I kept it separate and I drew that line because it's a great line in the sand. We barely can even wick above it, let alone get a body above it. So, and I'm just keeping this 50% retracement up just in case. But after this run, seeing that might still be a lot of shorts, because this is when everyone just thought, when we got here, everyone just said, oh, recession's coming, blah blah blah, and clearly a lot of shorts turned into buyers. So blue line's the ATR kind of going down. We're at 76 this week. We were just low hundreds last week, so I think it's 18-day ATR. So now we're seeing the box we've been in. This is the 4-hour view. This is just a RTH gap. So we opened higher. Could not put a body below the midline on Thursday, and then Friday, just by a couple points or even ticks, could not close that overnight gap that we created. And you can see, so going from the beginning of this gap, now we've created, because we held this, we've created a box, top ticked it here, traversed to the bottom, gap down, put in a doji on the 4-hour in the overnight session, and within the first 4 hours of RTH the next day, pretty much seen the top. And look where high a day was yesterday. Couple points away from that, and pretty much was a look above and fail of Thursday. So if we drill down just to check out the price action, all this is happening. This supply right here is from a pivot from July 18th. So there's that top tick, grinded up all night creating the gap. Still can't put a body below it on the hour, and then rip up, close towards the top. "30-minute view. Now here is the weekly 30-minute. So next week will be a double inside week. Last week we based on top of the prior week, which I love to see. So we're still, what's that? So when we went down and grabbed that liquidity, it was all from the high of last week. So I love to see that we held that, because if this day would have went like this, and then we're here today, I would not feel the same way. So had a top tick of the box, bottom tick of the box, could even call that one. Not really though, that was where the box was created, I'm sorry. And so yeah, opening at the top of the box, in an ideal situation, I'd like to see us grind down a little bit overnight, hold this high volume node, and if we were to break out, that's how I'd like to see it. But shoot, we could stay in this box for a long time. There's no time limit, and I'll get into the news catalyst in a sec. But and then this is the monthly 2-hour. Since this month is done, most of it, big dip down, higher low, put in a local low for the month, grind up, and range. And this is the prior month, so this is July. So yeah, good look at that. I'm going to go through the levels now that I'd be on watch for. For above levels, obviously it's all-time high at 57.21. Let's call it 20. And then I didn't mention this, but I love how we closed above this high volume node right here, which is 56.44. Let's call it 40 though. 56.40. So 56.40 is the first line below I want to see us hold, and 55.90, but these are on the highest time frame, so we'll get more levels. Hang on. Got the weekly. We'll have to watch really closely to see where we open up. Another good scenario would be to see us gap up a little bit above this. So we open up with the gap up. Oops. Open up with the gap up, and then bounce off and hold. We do have supply here in the 5700s, so that's a big watch. And then would really like to see this. Oops, I'll just get rid of that. This turn into a demand zone, which we kind of bottom ticked. So as I mentioned again, we'll call it 5580 to 5560. Okay, that's what I said over there. So they're both lining up. As I said earlier, I really want to see us for the first time close bodies on this line. Because if you treat each of these as a curve, low volume node, curve, I'd really like to see us break into this curve right here, so we can chop in this range and then balance. But as of now, there's this daily fair value gap that's really tiny, and it's holding us down, so we'll see. Top of box is, once again, 56.66. I was saying 60s, but it's really all-time highs. And then at the bottom of the box, you can call it 55.80 to this low here, 55.60. So really not too many levels, especially when you're in a box like this. I want to see this overnight gap stay unfilled, or if they do fill it, look below and fail, and then continue up. If this gap gets filled, aka we lose 55.90 and then accept lower, that's not a good bull case for me. But a look below and fail even, so say we bleed and then come below. Now that's something I'd like to see us go below and then put in a higher low. That would be very great probability to see the top of the box again. But I'm not a fan of ranges, so I'd really like to see us just get out of this box. I don't care if it's up. I don't care if it's down. I just see how much time we've spent in this box. 11 days. So no new levels on here. Just kind of showing you guys different angles. And then get NQ up. So NQ's weekly. The weekly and daily are very interesting. So just a little recap. Created all-time highs, finished that run. Came down, massive wick on the weekly, bought up right here at previous pivot. And now we're rejecting in this previous demand zone that was created and this week's high. But MA's got bought and we managed to close up high. So not a very bad scenario, but this right here, this is, as I said last week, this is where I expect sellers to be from all time frames, and I want to see us accept above it for a bull case. If not, retracement. Sorry guys, I'm loading like 1,000 charts right now. Alright, so on the daily, this is, I've been trading ES a lot lately, so I haven't been looking at the higher time frames on NQ, but this is what I was looking for on ES, and I said that last week as well. So the mid zone of swing high to low is, you got 50, here I'll show you the numbers, 61.8, 50, and 38.2 different golden zones. Almost perfectly bounced on the 50% line. So that I really like that a lot. We didn't see it on ES, but if you remember, we were just in a little range and we bottom ticked the range, grabbed the liquidity, and closed at the top. So I like that they're both kind of lining up. Potential higher lows put in on both. So, but once again, this zone where sellers were needs to be obliterated, but the sellers got their chance, buyers held it. I think it might be time, at least for NQ. Here's the ATR. We were at 400, I think, last week at least. So, oh wait, yeah, it's over here. So 391. So it's going down, but yeah, 500s. Yeah, sorry. I'm also, like I said, I'm not trading NQ daily anymore. So ATR peaked at 587. Hoo-wee. So NQ's at the bottom of its box, but it looks really great still. It got this look below, massive look below and fail, grabbing the liquidity. You could say it was even stopping by this zone right here. And yes, there is a supplier, big seller here, but we're holding, we can't put a body below the bottom of the box, so I like that a lot. Go down to the 1 hour view. Once again, just like ES, we have this overnight gap that was created and is still here. On ES, they almost filled it by a point maybe. On NQ, you can see they could not put a body below the midline even. So I love to see that as well. You can really see the sell pressure on these wicks, meaning it just barely spent any time towards the top of this box. So 30-minute view. Let's see what it looks like if I cut this gap into fourths. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's interesting. 30-minute weekly. See, this is where that supply was in the sellers in this curve. Started out the week, melted, based, look below, fail, still in the box, pop down, all this excess, right back up to this curve, sellers kicked in, still in the box. And we're technically above last week's low, so I like to see that. I want to see us hold this curve. And then this the monthly. Pretty balanced month. And then the monthly candles. I don't like this one as much, but the fact that we closed with this small of a body with this big of a wick, grabbing this liquidity from, once again, 3 years ago is great. I love the previous month wick above the close of this month. So need to see another candle to tell more, but I like it so far. Close is in this curve, so that's good. You'll have natural support down here. But as far as levels, I want to see us break above 19,700. Um, 20,100. And then get into the zone of 20,570 and then break all-time highs at 21,000 some. Below, hold last week's low at 19,150. Hold this curve at 18,600, and then I'll say this zone for the heck of it, 17,400 zone. Massive line in the sand is the golden zone retracement that I was talking about, which is 19,160, and the low of it's 18,700. But I really like this 50-cent retracement for and then don't want to, just like ES, I do not want to see this gap filled. 19,400's the mid, and then 19,300's the bottom. So, and then 19,100 and 18,930 being the last line in the sand. But really, box rules are applying, so it play the box from 19,450 up to 19,950. So there you go. This is just to give you guys one last look at it. And data for next week, we have holiday. Hope everyone has a great one once again. This is not low impact. This is just medium and high. Tuesday we have high impact U.S. manufacturing PMI. You can read the other ones for yourselves. ISM PMI. Sorry, that's not a red folder. We have JOLTS here. So Tuesday we have a red folder. Wednesday we have a red folder. Thursday we have a red folder, non-farm payroll, as well as initial jobless claims, global services PMI, ISM manufacturing, non-manufacturing PMI, and prices. Friday we have a red folder too, so every day we have high impact news. Love to see that. Non-farm payroll Friday, and average hourly earnings, unemployment rate. Very busy week. You can read all the 2-star medium folder impacts. Oh, I forgot crude oil inventories, but that happens every week. So there is that. And then, oh yeah, let's go over some tickers. VIX, towards the bottom of this range, cooling down. Weekly looking good for a potential continuation push down. I like to check SPY, even though it's different than ES, obviously. So SPY looks very good. Love that wick below on the daily. The path to all-time highs. QQQ's got obviously a lot more to go to get to all-time highs, but very nice here. Held this gap, bottom ticked it. Here, I'll get a line out for you. Bottom ticked the gap, and ready for a potential push. Bitcoin, this zone is gone, so still holding this weekly zone. Fair value gap by zone, I mean. Oops. Sorry, I'm just trying to draw this new fair value gap here. And we did not hold that one either. So yeah, Bitcoin's just in this range, so I guess I could draw the box like this. Really, Bitcoin's been ranging since February of this year. You could even say longer. But really, just the only thing I'm watching on Bitcoin is for this level to break, which is 69,800. So Gold could look better. Don't like that lower high, but equal lows. So I'm neutral on that. Silver, do not want to see it go any lower. Otherwise, probably visit this area here. Dollar. Pretty much equal bottom at 100. NVDA. Grabbed all this liquidity from 90s, and just like the market has been running. Lost this box. It's a little balance range. And now we're trading here, so we'll see if this is another liquidity run or if we visit here and have to put in a bigger picture high or low. SMCI, nice wick, but and we closed inside, but between NVIDIA and SMCI, not looking the best. How about AMD? I like this for a potential higher low to continue higher. Tesla, looking strong. Can delete this. This gap must be taken out though. Almost perfect midpoint roll. Rejected, so this could be a very nice discount opportunity, higher low, and let's see if we take out the gap on Tesla. I can delete that. I thought it was significant. Alright guys, I don't want this video to be too long, so I hope everyone has a great weekend, studies up. Don't work too hard though, make sure you enjoy it. But thanks for watching guys.